and pride of the Jaguars, Fred Taylor, bring you highlights and analysis from today's game. Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC, is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, to get things started, here's J.P. Shadrick.
And welcome in. It's Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score at MetLife Stadium, Jaguars 19, Jets 3. The Jags improved to a record of 7-8. The Jets fall to 7-8. The Jaguars handle business. A 19-3 ball game. Field goals from Pederson, 4 of them. Lawrence had a touchdown run. It wasn't flashy. The defense played great. And there you go. Jaguars are on pace still, finally. Mike?
Total business trip, JP. And, all right, here's 3. We're going to spot you these 3. Now let's see what happens from that point on. I don't think they liked what happened from that point on. Give credit to Chris Streveler coming in cold off the bench to moving that team a little bit. But, man, eat your heart out, Jets fans. We got Trevor, you got Zach Wilson, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Thanks to Streveler for killing 8 minutes, 7 seconds of the clock.
We'll take it with no points.
Well, that's perfect. Fred Taylor joining us now, pride of the Jaguars, running back over the phone lines from South Florida, and a dominant defensive effort tonight and just enough offense, Fred, and, hey, it's on to the next one.
It's certainly on to the next one, JP. What's good, Big Mike? I thought Tim Tebow showed up for a moment in Brentwood. I was like, whoa. The jersey, the physique, everything. Well, not the tattoos.
Right.
But, he certainly made it exciting for the Jets fans that stuck around. But, hey, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing the victory formation with well over a minute and, 30, 40 seconds left to play in the game. Greatest play in football for those people who do not know what that formation is at the end of the game, because we're not used to it always in Jacksonville, but we'll take a W no matter how it goes. The guys played their hearts out. You said we spotted them 3, went off and ran off another 19, had an opportunity to make another 3 there with a missed field goal, but thankfully they had a big enough lead to get it done and still be able to, control their own destiny here.
Fred, great offensive game plan. Why try to prove your manhood by going after Sauce Gardner if you can beat him by throwing a bunch of passes in the flats, letting Evan Ingram chew them up, letting Travis Etienne get involved in the passing game? I just thought a really smart approach offensively tonight.
Without a doubt. What I like the most is, the speed at which they played. They seemed that they were a step ahead of the Jets each and every snap. I mean, they played very fast. Doug did a great job of keeping the Jets off balance. They had different personnels in. The guys were moving around. But just the game speed, even on defense, it seems the defense was upfield, just moving real fast, man. I thought the Jets were a step behind, even in their play calling, catching up situations. But, yeah, Doug called a brilliant game. It was a brilliant game plan on a short week. And just even with that, the guys went in there and they executed. So that's beautiful in the short week, man. They did what they needed to do. Now they get a nice break. They're able to enjoy Christmas, hopefully get healthy, get ready for the next one.
Fred Taylor with us, J.P. Shadrick with Mike Dempsey. It's Jaguars postgame. We'll hear from Doug Pederson coming up from New York in just a little bit. How about the last 3 games now for Evan Ingram, Fred? Week 14 at Tennessee, targeted 15 times, 11 catches, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last week, 10 targets, 8 catches, 62 yards. And tonight, 8 targets, 7 catches, 113 yards. He is finishing up his 1-year deal, a very strong year for the Jaguars, and I don't know if you want to let this guy get away.
No, you can't let him get away. I mean, look at what he's doing. And they said it in the broadcast there that, Coach Pederson brings the best out of his tight ends, but you have to have those molded type tight ends, right? The guys that are, around that height, that tall in stature, that athletic ability. But what he has that many tight ends don't have is that speed. He gets down the field, he's out running first-round cornerback picks. And he's been physical with them as well down the field. So I think, prematurely, I should say, I would hope that they would re-sign him because he helps the offense when the deep ball isn't working. He's that guy that can get the short pass game going.
Yeah, and why, the whole idea was to get players in free agency that can help the quarterback right away, give him a comfort level. Christian Kirk certainly has done that. Zay Jones has, I think, grown into that as the season has gone, and Evan is part of that as well, even with a one-year deal. Hey, why break it up after 1 year, right? They finally got to go, and they're all three going to have career seasons, so we'll see. There's still some football left to be played, of course, Fred.
Right. I mean, business-wise, you got to look at, what do you have room for?
Yeah.
Salary cap, there's some stuff that'll probably open up. You never know, but I'm sure they're in the office looking at some things. I'm sure Evans, his agents, especially after the night, they're close to the phone right now saying, hey, we could do this way or we could do it that way. But, it'll be some opportunities, I believe, for him to, to test the waters out there as well, to see what other teams approach with. But, with those three guys, the addition of those three guys, they showed a stat or a graphic throughout the game where I think each of those guys had 60-plus receptions and over 600 receiving yards. That's a great addition, but even more, that's a huge testimony to Trevor in spreading that ball around.
No doubt. And I think, honestly, Evan Ingram, if he has his druthers, will want to be here, right?
Why wouldn't you be?
Why wouldn't you attach yourself to a soon-to-be 24-year-old Trevor Lawrence, right? And, on the front end of that deal. Fred, really the only thing that puts a bit of a damper on this one tonight is Dwan Smoot going down with what looked like a significant lower leg injury, possibly an Achilles, who knows. But, what a tremendous player, a two-way guy, can stop the run, can rush the passer, and has done nothing but fill in for whoever he's called upon to fill in for and play good football basically since he's been a Jaguar.
Yeah, everything that you just said there, Mike and Smoot, just a hard worker, very, humble, business approach, first type guy. Certainly respects and honors those that have come before him. He's been nothing but amazing to me when I'm in the building. Looks to me for, guidance. He'll reach out here and there because he wants to be, a great pro, and he wants to do better things off the field. So whatever it is that injury diagnosis will be, hopefully, it doesn't hold him down too long.
J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor after a Jaguars win over the New York Jets, 19-3 the final score. A couple weeks ago, Evan Ingram, as we mentioned, had 11 catches, 162 yards. Last week, 8 for 62. Tonight, 7 for 113 for the Jaguars tight end, who's standing by in New York with Bucky Brooks.
Evan, you got it cooking. You had it cooking tonight. Coming back to New York, not the Giants, but the Jets, same stadium. What went to the big performance?
Just doing my job, and it was a rough week. We had a freaking nice battle last Sunday. A couple bruises, couple little bang ups, but just came out here and just made a choice to just play harder than them as we did as a team. And coaches made great calls. We managed the weather really well. We took care of the football, and just made plays when my number was called.
Yeah, look, because I'm on the sideline, it was coming down.
Yeah. But
you had no problem plucking the ball with your hands and those things. What What goes into being able to catch the ball effectively in bad weather?
It's just mechanics. I work on those every single day. Catching tennis balls to make sure my hand placement's right. Looking the ball all the way in, doing all type of distraction drills to not let the elements get in the way of making plays with the football. So. With the rain, you just got to shoot your hands together. That was my self-talk tonight. Just shoot the hands together, we'll be all right, and had success.
Y'all have had a lot of success, and what's so fun about your offense, you never know who is going to be the guy on a given night. And so how much fun is it to play an offense where all of the interchangeable parts, anybody can get it going?
It's awesome. It just puts the defense in a bind. You really have to decide who you're going to stop, who you're going to cover, who you're going to pay attention to. Or you're just going to go out there and play base defense, and we have a plan for that too. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are having a lot of fun heading down the stretch. There's a lot of conversation, obviously, about the playoffs and those things. How do you manage the expectations now that is beginning to come into the conversation?
there's no good football team. To Coach Sala and the group that he has, but I'm just proud of our guys.
Winning after an overtime emotional game last week, short week, bad conditions, is that the mark of a really good team?
I think it's a start. But it's a mark. It's a mark of a team that's beginning to play good football, meaningful football at the end of the season. And we've talked a lot about that, having meaningful games here down the stretch. And these guys they're battling through a lot. They're battling through their own injuries. You lose a Cam Robinson a week ago, and or 5 days ago, and Walker played his tail off today, and so my hat's off to those guys. It's just a sign of, I think, our team coming together at the right time.
Do you have any update right now on DeJuan?
I don't. I'll check with Ferg, probably later on the plane, and we'll have an update for you.
Doug, only 19 points, but against that defense, a lot of efficient drives, a lot of efficient play.
Did you see the weather?
Yeah.
That was a challenge. The weather was a challenge, obviously. But, yeah, listen, that's a good defense. And, my hat's off to, our guys, the offensive line. It was going to be one of those days. It was going to be one of those days. It was going to be physical. It was going to be tough. We were going to have to run the football because throwing it was going to be hard. But we were efficient, I think, in the passing game. We made some plays in the passing game. And so, it's just one of those deals, but just really proud of the guys.
Sorry to interrupt you. What's transpired in the last 3-4 weeks that Evan has really just solidified himself as a go-to option?
We game plan for the guys, each offensive player. Zay and Christian and Marv and ETN and 17 and sometimes you just never know. Who's gonna get the ball, and sometimes in games like this where the weather can be a factor, your tight ends can have bigger games, and I just think that he's obviously he's gotten better with the offense, learning the details that we teach. He's very unselfish. He works extremely hard in practice. He wants to be good. He loves being coached, and it shows. It shows on the field, and he's a really good teammate to have, and leader of the team.
Did you like Trevor's decision making for the most part tonight? In those conditions against that defense, everyone fumbled with no days.
Yeah, I thought his decision making was good. I'd rather not see him take that hit at the end, throw it away a little sooner. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job of controlling and managing what we asked him to do. And the weather was obviously a challenge with the wind and the rain, but I thought he played tough again, played physical, and it was really, really good to see out of our quarterback.
How much of a lift did you get after the defense held on that first drive after the sack fumble and only gave up the 3?
Yeah, that's big right there. I could easily go and turn into 7, but defense held them to the 3 points. I think that and really after that, no points after that, and really did a nice job of controlling, their offense. But yeah, that was a big boost, at that point, just to hold them to 3.
How encouraging was it to see the defense respond how they did without Trayvon, without Foley, just going in there, sort of holding them to just 3 points after that first drive?
It's always been next man up mentality. We had Jeremiah Ledbetter up today, and he contributed a little bit today, and Roy was tough to block in there, and you saw Arden a couple times, and Josh. It was a group effort by those guys, and Devon Hamilton. It's just the guys that it's just a relentless group and resilient group, and I thought they played well in the absence of Foley and Trayvon, and now we get some time to kind of heal up and try to get healthy in the next 4 to 5 days.
The
96-yard drive against that defense, as good as it has been all year, what did that do for that?
I just think it just kind of shows you that what we're capable of doing offensively, and just proud of the guys for there were some key plays in there, third downs, all that, but it's just. I think it just gives the guys confidence. You get confidence throughout the game that you can build off.
Over these past 6 games, you've had strong finishes to games. Vegas, the game last week in Dallas. Outside of that fumble at the beginning, you had a strong start to this game, stacking up scoring drives. That point of emphasis to make sure they got to better starts, specifically in this game. Yeah, we've started slow, but we've finished faster, in some of these games. But, the point of emphasis really was, especially with the weather, is you always try to get the lead as fast as you can, and then try to control it from there. But I thought today we were able to do that once they got the 3 points. It is a point of emphasis. We want to start fast, but we want to finish faster. And I thought today was sort of resembled that.
Defensively, the secondary took a lot of heat after that Detroit loss. What have you seen from them in this 3-game win streak?
They're playing better. They're playing more consistent. They're getting hands on the football. They've created some turnovers, but the turnovers have also come with the pressure, right? The added pressure that the D-line has been putting on quarterbacks, and those two kind of go hand in hand. But Tyson Campbell today, what a great play down the field, and the guy, Darius Williams, a couple of PBUs there, and just the guys are playing with more confidence. They're understanding their role, they're understanding the scheme, and just playing better football together.
Did you lose your voice on the field, or is this a post-game locker room lost voice?
No, I think it's a little bit on the field, the weather, the whole thing. I kind of lost it out after last week, Sunday, but yelling and screaming last week. But, it'll be back soon.
Were you close to going forward on that 4th and 1 on the field goal that Riley didn't hit?
No, I really wasn't. I thought in that moment, right there before the end of the half, it was a great time to get to 3 points, and whether you get the fourth down conversion there or not, chances are you're settling for a field goal anyway. So I just opted to get the 3 at that time.
What's your message to the team now, about to head into this extended break sort of?
Message is just, we haven't done anything. We haven't clinched anything. We haven't, won anything. We still got 2 games left. We got 2 division games, left. I do want them to enjoy the holidays, enjoy Christmas with their family and friends, and just it's time to heal and get healthy, for this final 2-game stretch. But I also want them to come back right frame of mind next week and get ready for a team that beat us a couple months ago. All right, thanks guys.
500 5555. Jacksonville.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Jaguars fans, huddle up for the best defense against expensive car repairs, CarShield. Score big with the nation's #1 automotive protection company, CarShield. They offer affordable plans that cover over 6,000 parts and systems in your car, truck, or SUV. Don't miss any Jaguars action this season with a car breakdown. Call the MVPs at CarShield for their best coverage ever. Call 800-471-1223. 800-471-1223. Go Jags!
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
J.P. Shadrick from the Jaguars Radio Network studios. Jaguars postgame continues after a 19-3 win over the New York Jets. Jaguars now 7-8. They've won 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5, 5 of the last 7. 2 games left in the regular season. And it's time now for the Locker Room Report presented by Baptist Health and the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute, the official sports medicine provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Bucky Brooks has head coach Doug Pederson.
Coach, big win, 3 in a row. You take care of business, go on a road trip. You handle business in a short week. How do you feel about it all?
I feel great. Hats off to the guys in the locker room. They battled through some stuff this week. On a short week, we had some guys that were nicked up coming out of the Cowboy game, and they got themselves ready to play. I mean, that's one of the keys to victory, I think, on a short week is how healthy you can be as a football team, and you're only going to be you're not going to be 100%. So my hat's off to those guys, and they battled through it, the weather and some of the adversity in the game. But we hung together. I thought defense played lights out. After the offense turned the ball over there on the early in the football game to hold them to 3, and really kind of pitch a shutout from there. Was really good to see by our defense.
Coach, it was so crazy because the weather down there it was windy, it was wet. But you still were able to throw the ball. Like, what goes in that? Because you can't really simulate those things in practice. So how do you get your guys ready to play in that kind of environment?
You still got to play football, and it just comes with confidence. You got to put as much confidence into the players. Like, hey, you got to believe that we can get this done. We can throw the football. Trevor's hands, all that. He does a nice job. I mean, I think he learned from the Philly game several weeks ago, obviously, and we did a nice job of protecting the football for the most part. And we also knew that was a really good defensive front. They can get after the passer. So we wanted to make sure the ball was coming out of his hand, fast with some efficient throws.
So it's funny. We had the conversation in the offseason. We talked about interchangeable parts, musical chairs. I'm now beginning to see that kind of come to fruition. Like, it seems like on any given Sunday, any player can go off in the passing game. How critical is it to have those interchangeable pieces where you can do that and go with a hot hand?
I think it's so important to be able to do that. If you've got just one guy that the defense can try to take away, then who else are you going to try to throw the football to, right? And so for us to have that balance across the board, it doesn't matter. I mean, Marv could get the hot hand, Zay could get it, Christian, Evan, TJ could get it. It doesn't really matter. And that's what I love about that group right now is they're very unselfish. And it doesn't matter. They want to win. Bottom line is they want to win. It's not about targets and yards and all this stuff. They just want to win the game, and they're team players, and anybody can contribute. Each week.
So we had another private conversation. We talked about, man, you just wanted them to hang with you long enough where if you got down the stretch where they could win and they would buy in and believe you. So now we got to this point where it seems like when I'm looking at them, they're buying and believing. So now what's the next step for you in terms of teaching this team how to win and get over the hump?
Really, just continuing to do those same things. I don't think we need to change. I don't think we need to do anything any more than just keep working and building and, encouraging one another and the way we practice and all that kind of stuff. I don't think we got to change our process. They're starting to figure out how to win, and they're figuring out how to win down the stretch. And if we can take this and start the season this way, you don't have to be playing all these hard games down the stretch. You know what I mean? So we're learning how to do that, and the guys are beginning to even speak a common language. And that's encouraging to see. It's my hat's off to them. They continue to work, continue to build, and we still got a couple tough games ahead of us.
Yeah, a couple tough games. So I'm gonna let you go on this. We got the holidays. We got a big break. So how do you handle the next handful of days?
Well, I gotta say happy birthday to my bride. On the 24th. We're gonna celebrate her birthday on the 24th, and then Christmas on the 25th, and all of that, and just take some time away, and we'll take a look at this film on the way home, but just kind of get away and process what we've done and where we 3 games in about a 2.5 week stretch, and for me it's about how do I refocus the group next week, and guys are playing with confidence.
But at the same time, I want them to understand that we still have to prepare and get ready to play.
Cool. Well, happy holidays, man. Go enjoy it.
All right. Thank you.
I'm going to guess Mrs. Pederson was standing right there beside them at the time, but hey, that'll be fantastic.
Happy birthday.
Absolutely. Head coach Doug Pederson with Bucky Brooks in New York. We'll come back in a moment. Plenty more ahead. Fred Taylor will rejoin us as well after a 19-3 win for the Jaguars over the Jets. The Jags control their destiny still to the AFC South title. This is Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Brooks Rehabilitation is hiring nurses who want to be empowered as advocates, educators, care coordinators, and leaders in exceptional patient care. They have open RN, LPN, HHA, and CNA positions across their inpatient, skilled nursing, and home health care settings. Join their nationally recognized team, where you'll serve as a central team member doing what you do best, providing exceptional patient care. Apply at careers.brooksrehab.org.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has the print services you need for your business. Need large banners and signs for your next promotional event? How about custom boxes to advertise your company fleet? Find out for yourself how Kessler Creative can help you stand out from the competition with eye-catching designs that are sure to impress your customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnery, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Welcome back. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Jaguars 19, Jets 3. Let's get to the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. Foye Oluokun and his foot forcing a fumble.
Four-man rush. Trevor drops the throw. Looking, fires left side. That ball's going to be caught. That'll be a first down. And now the ball's fumbled. And it is picked up by the Jaguars. They're running it back. How about that? The Jaguars, Trey Herndon. The ball was fumbled. He caught it in midair, and he has returned it for the Jaguars inside the 25-yard line.
Foye Oluokun kicked it out, and Trey Herndon returned it. That was later in the game, and the Jaguars get it done. That's the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor with us. We're standing by. We might go back in the Jaguars locker room here in a moment. And
why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're rolling right now, right? I mean, 3 in a row. and they're feeling it, controlling their destiny for the AFC South. No matter what happens with the Titans, if they win the next two, they're going to the playoffs as the division champs. So we'll see. It's a team that's fun to be around, that's for sure, right now in that locker room every week. I'll say
and I
that.
don't think anybody really cares who puts the numbers up. When you talk about some of these skill guys, man, 1 week it's one guy, 1 week it's the other guy. Last week you had Rayshon getting all the tackles. Devin Lloyd led the team in tackles today. It's this great, real team effort, and I know that's cliche, but, I mean, this is kind of the epitome of what Doug Pederson is trying to build and the spirit he's trying to put into this football team. And like you said, let's not change anything. The patterns we've developed have led us to win a lot of games lately, so let's just keep it going, kind of with the same mindset, the same approach that we've had for the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Trevor Lawrence, steady, 20 of 31 passing, 229 yards, 6 targets to this next guest for Bucky Brooks, 3 catches, 22 yards. It was an offensive attack tonight that got it done in the inclement conditions against this New York Jets defense. It's Christian Kirk with Bucky Brooks. What you got?
Christian, team is rolling well, had a big win tonight against the Jets. What's going into the way that this team is playing all of a sudden?
I think it's just buying in and really, manifesting, our future and what we want out of this season, especially in the back half. Doug, did a great job of laying it out in front of us and saying, hey, look, you got 3 games in 15 days. You guys can decide what you want to make of it. And, nobody blinked, nobody flinched. Everybody believed that, we could win all 3. And especially this one, it was definitely big, coming off a short week, coming off an emotional win at home. And this was a really good football team. That's a playoff football team, with a great defense. And, bearing the conditions and whatnot, there's a lot of things that, maybe variable-wise that we couldn't control, but we came in here and played our game and played our style of football.
Yeah, for people who don't know, how hard is it to play in conditions like this? Everyone thinks, you just throw it around, but it was rainy, it was windy.
Yeah.
The ball is different in the rain. How do you guys get ready to kind of handle those conditions?
It's difficult. It's really difficult. I think the hardest part, obviously, the rain is tough, but, with the wind, you throw in the wind. It's like catching the knuckleball out there. So Trevor did a great job, letting putting the ball in our body and letting us, be able to secure the catch. And that was one of the emphasis is just ball security. Not giving them opportunities to get the ball back and keeping it in our hands. But it's definitely difficult. But I thought we did a great job.
The one thing I love watching guys from afar is the wide receiver core, including the tight ends. You guys kind of seem to get along. Don't worry about who gets the ball, and the ball kind of finds the high guy. Where does that come from, that selflessness where everyone is just like, look, man, we're trying to win games. It doesn't matter. It may be your game. It may be Zay's game. It may be Marvin's.
Yeah.
But you guys just kind of play, and I don't see the sulking or the pouting on the sideline.
Yeah, no, never. And that's, what the system, predicates itself on is, being able to take advantage of matchups and give guys opportunities to, have their day as well. And if that's what helps us win football games, we're all here for it. There's not a selfish guy, in that room or in our skill position rooms. And, you got guys getting hyped, blocking for one another and whatnot. We just love seeing each other succeed, and especially when you're winning football games and it contributes to that, there's no room to complain. You win football games, all the other stuff will come.
Well, the good thing, you had a short week, so you played on Thursday, so now you got the holidays.
Yep.
So how are you going to spend the holidays? How are you going to enjoy your time off?
I'm going to be at home with my fiance, my dog. My parents are going to come into town, and we're going to open up some gifts and sit back, watch some football, and just hang out. It's much better going into a weekend like this after a win. So still keeping our eye, around the league, see what's going to shake up, but going to enjoy it and then get ready to work on Monday.
Well, man, enjoy the holidays. Happy holidays, man. It's great to see you guys win. Look forward to seeing another win next week.
Yep, appreciate you.
All right, Bucky Brooks with Christian Kirk. Yeah, nice block with him and Zay Jones on the long Evan Ingram catch and run.
Just showing that one right on the Boldy breakdown right there on NFL Network. It's all. They had 5 defenders.
Yeah.
They had 2 blockers and Ingram running through the wash, and it was a huge play in this football game.
Hey, let's come back in a moment. We'll hear more from Fred Taylor when we return. We'll get the VyStar final stats as well after a Jaguars 19-3 win over the Jets. 2 games to go in the regular season. 2 more wins, and the Jaguars are AFC South champions this year. This is Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network. At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger. volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits.
Yeah. All my glory. Coming back here, and tonight means everything, and I want to give him all the glory. I'm really thankful.
Even though it wasn't against the Giants, just being in the building,
just being here. It definitely wasn't as emotional as it was playing the Giants in Jacksonville early on in the season, but just landing, it didn't really hit me till we landed last night, and it's a bittersweet night for sure.
How tough was it, playing in those conditions? Obviously, you guys knew that going in, but just how tough was it when you actually got out there?
Yeah, it honestly was a lot easier than we probably were expecting. Philly early on in the season caught us off guard for sure, and we kind of knew all week what we were kind of headed into this time, and we were all ready for it. We were all physically prepared, mentally prepared. We did wet ball drills during the week, just prepared for it. We were prepared and, took care of the football and moved the ball, scored the points that we needed. We wanted to definitely score more points, but we handled it probably really well.
How hard is it to do what you guys just did? 3 games in 12 days.
It's definitely tough. It's definitely tough. Yeah, Doug does a great job of really talking to us and really kind of out, let us know that we're not easy. And that was a big focal point. The 3 games in 12 days. We started talking about that at the beginning of it when it hit that window, Coach got us ready. Coach kept challenging us, kept working, and we all responded. The defense was playing lights out, and we're feeding off them, and they're feeding off us, and we're just playing really good complementary football, and we were all really together during this stretch, and this weekend is going to be really nice.
I thought it was supposed to be 1 game at a time, though. But Doug gives you guys.
It's 1 game at a time. It's 1 game at a time. But we had a little calendar, a little mini 3-week calendar for sure.
Evan, apologize if you've been asked this, but obviously I know you faced the Giants earlier this year, and now you get to come back to MetLife. Did this one mean a little something extra, even if it was against the Jets?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just the lights, that locker room that we stayed in was a game day locker room for us. We had to space out during COVID. My locker was in there. It was green, but it was cool to be back out there. And some of the New York fans were pretty vocal, and some were saying some mean things, some were saying some nice things. So it was awesome. It was awesome. I give all the glory to God, just bringing it kind of full circle for me and a win. That was the biggest part, coming here and doing my job and getting the win, and it feels amazing that we did that.
96-yard drive against that defense. I mean, how much of a lift was that for you guys?
It was huge. It was huge. Like we came into this game, challenged physically. Our bodies were feeling it, and we knew they were probably one of the most physical defenses we've seen all year. You cut on their tape, and they're playing hard every single snap, and they did that tonight. And so, for us to put that one together and go get it done, it was really important. It was a big part of the game, a big reason why we won. So it was huge. Thank y'all.
The Jags defensively, sacks by Devon Hamilton, Andre Sisco, Roy Robertson Harris. So they had a total of 3 amongst their 7 quarterback hits. Trevor Lawrence got hit 6 times, only sacked once by Quinnen Williams very early, and that's the one that forced that fumble, and they kept Trevor upright the rest of the game. Devin Lloyd led the way with 9 total tackles, including 6 solos and an interception.
All right, well, Fred Taylor back with us now, proud of the Jaguars running back. And Fred, we heard from Christian Kirk there with Bucky Brooks, and it's a point that's been made throughout this season.
Chris, New York, worst places. What's up?
Trev, let's start with this. Doug said the weather did play a factor, at least a little bit in the game plan, obviously having to run the ball a little bit more. How does that kind of change up for you guys going out onto the field, knowing you're usually a pass-first offense, but knowing the game plan was different?
Just, doing whatever it takes to win. I think that's what it obviously comes down to. In this game, we felt really good about just our ability. If we can hold on to the ball, we can put points on the board consistently. Our defense is going to step up just like they did because the other offense is dealing with the same thing. So, and then when our numbers called in the passing game, we made enough plays. Obviously, it was a little sloppy, and there's going to be a lot of stuff to correct, and the elements played a little bit of a factor. But at the end of the day, we made the plays that we needed to make, and we left some out there for sure. But we played a complete game just as far as our defense, having our back. Even early, obviously, ball security is what we talk about. That was the biggest thing. I had a fumble in the first drive, and so that was a bad play. But defense, that was the only points they got, and they got it, on the 15-yard line or something. So, sorry. So you look at that, and our defense pretty much pitched a shutout besides that. So it's just a big win. It just shows that this team is growing, and, we don't have to put 40 points to win. We don't have to have all these yards and throw the ball every. It's just whatever it takes to win. We're able to do, and just to be able to adjust like this was really good for us.
Winning it like this, in those conditions, short week. Is that what good teams do? Is that what you guys are right now?
Yeah,
win these games, right?
Good teams win games for sure. In this point in the season, you got to, and it's where we're at. We understand the task in front of us, and I've said that the last couple weeks. Every game's a must-win for us, and that's how we're treating it. And we understand that, and we love it. That's the position we put ourselves in, good and bad. So we're, we love where we're at. We love the momentum we have. But yeah, good teams win these games because you got to. And so yeah, it was a great day. A lot better feeling this time around than when we were here last year. So it's good.
How much is the belief that you guys had, even when it wasn't going well early in the season, paying off right now?
I think that makes it even better, to be honest, just to see kind of what we've battled through, the ups and downs. I've said it before, this team lost 5 straight in October. So to look at just where we were and where we are now, and by no means have we arrived. We got 2 big games in front of us, and we hadn't done anything yet. We still got a lot of work. We still got our work cut out for us. So, but just to see how the team's grown, how we've stuck together, especially just the staff and the coaches, the confidence they've had in us. I've said it a couple times. I think, the staff and especially Coach Pederson has had belief in us even when maybe we didn't at the beginning. Things were crazy, and I think just him having that confidence in us is we kind of realized we have something special here, and we had to kind of figure out what we wanted to do before it got too late. And we made adjustments and really started playing our best ball at the right time. And it's about getting better every week. And this one ain't going to carry over in Houston next week, so we got to go back to work. And but I just love the momentum, the energy we have right now.
Trevor, how important was that 96-yard drive just for you guys to get that momentum to just keep it rolling?
Yeah, you look at, like I said, the turnover early obviously put our defense in a tough spot. They got the stop for us, and then to be able, I don't know if it was the next drive or maybe the one after that, but to be able to put a drive together like that, obviously in a game like this, eat a lot of the clock, have a methodical drive and then end in points, a touchdown, that's huge. And then you kind of put them in a position to where you go up by a couple scores, then they feel like they have to throw the ball more. The elements aren't great. You can you get the ball back quicker and quicker, and so it was big just to answer and to respond and to have a drive like that. And that defense is really good. I don't know how many points they give up per game, but it's really, really low. And I know they're a top 5 defense, so they played really well. That's also part of it, the elements, but also that's a really good defense. So I was proud of the guys for executing the game plan and doing what we had to do to win.
What does that do for you and your rhythm when you guys can get those quick perimeter passes early? They're going for 20 yards.
Just explosive plays on layups, and that's what the guys have done a great job of this year. Is just getting the ball in space, and our yards after catch have been really good, and just guys in the perimeter blocking for one another, guys in the perimeter blocking in the run game, just epitomizes what the team's about. Everybody's self-see we want to win. It's really really cares about who gets the yards, who gets whatever. It's really about just doing what it takes to win, and that's the guys out there.
Before Evan Ingram, the last 3 weeks has just been productive.
Obviously has a lot of speed, so you can use him a lot of different ways on the perimeter. In the passing game, you can move them from inside to outside, motional. I mean, you can just do so much with them. So it adds that element and that stress on the defense of it's a tight end, but you can't just put anybody on Evan. You have to really think about that matchup, and I think that adds some difficulty to teams that we play, and just the way he's so good after the catch too, so physical, and I mean, that's it. There's a lot of things, but he's been playing great, and happy for him, so it's great.
Was that last hit that you took the hardest hit you've taken?
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I'm good. I don't know. Didn't hurt the worst, but it got me pretty good. I saw it on the Jumbotron, so he got me. Not really what you want in that situation, so I need to probably just throw that one away a little earlier.
How many Christmas sweaters do you have, by the way?
I have a couple. This is actually Foyer's brand right here. So shout out Foyer. I told him I'd wear it, and he said to make sure I give the pitch. So
I just tweeted rated 1 to 10. So now
it's good. It's good. Yeah. I told him I haven't even washed it yet, so it's comfortable. So it's good.
Time for like one more. Travis got 2,000 yards today on the season. I mean, just to see his growth throughout the whole year after what he had to deal with last year. How happy are you for him as a player?
Yeah, I'm just the way he's bounced back. Obviously, had a big injury last year, and not able to play, and just the way he's can't work every day, been consistent. It's been awesome. It's kind of like his rookie year, and I think he's just handled himself great and really mature, and just done a lot of good things for us. He's really changed our offense as far as just explosive runs, just the big playability that he creates. If he has a crease, he could take it. He could take it to the house. So I mean, just what he's been able to do for us has been great. Just keep building off of it. Obviously, like guys up front are pumped. At the end of the game, they're like, "We got to get him to 1,000." They knew we were close. So it's cool just seeing everybody like rooting for each other, and that feeling has been really cool. So awesome. Thank you all. Merry Christmas.
No further than Ford F-150, loaded with impressive capabilities and designed to dominate, work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Baptist Health Injury Report. When we return, Jaguars 19, Jets 3, and this is Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
How far should we go? When it comes to the health of children, we will stop at nothing, focusing on prevention as much as cures. Working with community leaders, educators, policymakers to make every child's world a place for them to thrive. Going to the nth degree and beyond. Nemours Children's Health, well beyond medicine. Join the journey at nemours.org/beyond.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates Frequent Shopper Clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
The Dick's Wings and Grill family of restaurants is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They invite you to stop into one of their area neighborhood grills where you can count on fresh quality wings where you call the flavor. At Dick's Wings and Grill, their menu has a food and flavor for everyone in your group. If you prefer delivery or online ordering, just visit dickswingsandgrill.com. Every Dick's Wings and Grill is locally owned and operated. Dick's Wings and Grill, winging it since 1994.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits. Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class health care. Learn more about these and other VA benefits. Visit choose.va.gov.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Welcome back. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Jags win it 19-3 over the New York Jets. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor, in time for the Baptist Health Injury Report. Baptist Health changing healthcare for good. Well, in the first quarter, Travis Etienne was kind of hanging on to his right arm, shoulder after he landed on it, was back in just a few plays later, was in and out, a few different nicks during the game. But stayed in the game throughout. Brandon Sheriff in a goal line situation in the second quarter had an ankle injury, but he gritted it out and came back into the game. The one to be concerned about, obviously, is DeJuan Smoot. Late fourth quarter, 1:48 left, in a play that really, in the grand scheme, didn't matter. Goes down, grabbed that lower right leg, back of the heel area is where he kind of grabbed. No official word, haven't seen anything yet, but that did not look good at all, and Smoot's had a fantastic season. He's a great Jaguar, sixth year, was drafted here. He's worked his way through a few different regimes. One of only a couple players left from the 2017 playoff team. That's how long he's been around here. So, Fred, that's obviously a huge loss. We'll see the official word whenever it comes out, but that he's carted off, teammates around him. It's a bad scene in a game like that.
Yeah, you don't want to see that, especially at that time as you're closing out a ball game where you're winning. You never want to see those things. But again, JP, and I don't say this in a negative way. Obviously, guys have to be ready for that specific purpose. Guys have to be ready that this late in the season, things just happen. Like just out of nowhere, things happen. Looking at a couple weeks ago, Arizona and their franchise quarterback, Kyler Murray, just kind of, boom, it just happened. And as physical as this game is, those type of injuries are mind-boggling. But hopefully it's not as bad as it usually comes across. But if it is, it's always next man up, get ready to play, and hopefully they can get in there and perform just as well.
All right, final timeout. We'll come back with a preview of next week. The Jaguars still hold their destiny in their hands. 2 more wins for the Jags. They would be the AFC South champions. Tonight, a win over the New York Jets. 19-3 the final score, and this is Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home, because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Jacksonville.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
The holidays are almost over, so don't miss the final days of the Holiday Your Way sales event going on now at your local Ford dealer. It's your last chance to get the best deals of the year on Ford trucks and SUVs. Light up your New Year celebration in a Ford F-150 with available Pro Power onboard, or roll into the new year in a Ford Explorer SUV with available four-wheel drive. Don't miss the final days of the Holiday Your Way sales event. Inventory is arriving daily, but hurry. The Holiday Your Way sales event ends January 3rd. Not all models, trims, or features may be available or may be subject to change.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags win it over the Jets 19-3. Jaguars now 7-8. They've won 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5, 5 of the last 7. They control their own destiny for the AFC South title, no matter what the Tennessee Titans were to do. We'll find out Saturday if Week 18 matters no matter what happens in Week 17. If the Titans lose, then it's a slam dunk that, hey, Week 17 you could lose, whatever happens, and then Week 18 would still come down to the division. But the easiest way is just win them all, and the Jaguars are on a roll right now.
Yeah, and I understand that. You understand that the Jags want to keep in the rhythm of what they're doing right now, but you got a guy like Brandon Sheriff, right, who – they're replaying the game on NFL Network very early in this game. He's very slow, laboring to get up, kind of just not moving that well. He goes down, and you're wondering, is this it for his season? At least I was, right? And so he's clearly been laboring the last few weeks. You know, that's the luxury you would have. Not only if the Titans were to lose this week, they could win this week. They play Thursday night against Dallas. And so you'll know if they lose either of these next two games, Fred, that you're in a position. You don't want to tinker with everything.
That's right.
But if there are a couple of particular individuals that are key to your team that are banged up, you have the luxury of giving them that week of rest.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a luxury and a huge benefit if the Titans happen to continue their spiral downward. And, hey, they've been doing a few favors throughout the course of the year. Why stop now? So we'll take that. But, again, I'm sure these guys are tuned in. They're locked in and extremely focused to the next opponent. They're in their little groove. You know, Coach Pederson, he mentioned, you know, he'd rather have done this earlier in the year so they don't have to come and win these hard games. So, you know, I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind the late season gift or handout by the Titans if they happen to falter once or twice here to finish 2 of their last 3.
So the Jaguars win it tonight, 19-3. Fred, Merry Christmas to you and the family down in South Florida. I hope you have some nice plans for the weekend ahead.
I'm just trying to take this Tamiflu and bounce back. Don't make me laugh. I fought through this interview the best I can, man. I think it's some adrenaline from the game and all this other stuff, but I just want to be healthy, you know, getting through these holidays, but I'm going to enjoy it the best I can with my crew down here.
Playing hurt tonight, Freddie, but coming through in a big way as always. Merry Christmas to all you and yours, man.
Likewise, fellas. Same to you all and everyone else that's tuned in.
That's Pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor with us. We'll come back in a moment on our flagship station in Jacksonville, 1010XL, with the Scoreboard Show and your calls. If you're still awake, it's now officially Friday.
Not that late. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just getting cranked up.
Absolutely.
355 NFL1 is the number. Jaguars win it 19-3 over the New York Jets. Thank you for listening to Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars are future-focused.
Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, waiting to hear from you. Here are Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, and J.P. Shadrick.
Welcome in the Scoreboard Show. Jaguars win it on Thursday Night Football, 19-3 over the Jets. Jags are now 7-8 overall. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 4 out of the last 5 of the last 7. They're the hottest team, certainly in the AFC South. They are about to walk down the Tennessee Titans. They were 4 back in the division at one point. Now the Jaguars are a half game out, with the Titans set to play on Saturday against the Houston Texans.
Did you see that tweet from Paul Kaharski on Monday? All right, Kaharski, who covered the Titans for the Tennessean in Nashville, then for the team's website for years. Now he's independent, still covering the team. So he's been in that locker room.
He was ESPN for a while.
Right, he's been around. Yeah. He's in that locker room and has been for years and years and years, right? And I'm paraphrasing here, but he tweeted something to the effect after visiting the locker room. He goes, there were more than a few Titans that had no idea that the Jaguars were 1 game behind them in the standings, and when I told them, they sounded scared.
It blew me away that first they wouldn't know that,
right?
And second that they're here now. Like they didn't know it. First of all,
right?
That's amazing.
You get to a point where you've got a nice lead, and you're not thinking about what's coming up behind you, and then you lose a few in a row. So the team, Vrabel's trying to get them focused on let's win a football game. Let's not worry about what other people are doing. And in the meantime, here comes Jacksonville, beating Dallas, now beating the Jets in a row, longest winning streak of the season, and 4 out of 5, and what is this, 5 out of 7?
Yes.
And here we go, baby.
Wow.
And
the Titans can't win right now. They can't figure it out. They're banged up.
And they, like you said, they got 8 guys out this week.
7 officially, and 4 others are questionable.
I mean, they're a mess, but I feel no pity. No remorse whatsoever. Let's just go out there and take care of business. It's all about the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. JP, it's interesting because Cincinnati, and I get what they're doing. A Jaguar win eliminated the chance of the Jets catching them in a complicated scenario. So the Bengals clinched a playoff spot tonight.
Yes.
And so they celebrated that. And they were rooting for the Jags. And my thought is, careful what you wish for. It would probably take a few games to get a matchup with Cincinnati based on where, if the Jags were to get in, be in the 4 seed, since he's going to be in that 2-3 range. But, right now, they are there are a lot of dangerous teams in the AFC. I mean, but the Jags are a team that I think can throw punches with anybody. And who wants to mess with a red-hot team with a ton of confidence?
Confidence and a coaching staff like this that knows how to do it.
Been there in the postseason.
Come on now. That can dial it up. I mean, they're calling plays incredibly on offense right now, considering the situation, right? I mean, they understood what this game plan should be tonight, considering the weather and the circumstances. Hey, let's keep it short. Let's get the tight end involved a bunch. Let's run the football effectively, throw it to the running backs, and it worked. It was perfect. It was a perfect game plan for tonight's game and what was set up.
I really feel like, and I know this is such a basic statement, but I feel like watching this game tonight, the Jaguars are good again. They're good. They're not, this is a fluky kind of thing. This is, to me, barring, any given year you could have a wave of injuries, right, that wipes you out. But barring something like that, you're looking at the basement for where they're going. Right, this is the low point of where they're going to be. And I was talking with people on social media this week and asking, hey, how are you feeling about Trent Baalke? Based on the circumstances, if the Jags make the playoffs. And I got one reply that stuck with me. Well, yeah, if you're satisfied with 8-9, 9-8, it's well, wait a minute. Who says this is
right
the peak? Right,
year one,
Can't
man.
you see where this is trending right now? And by the way, Trent Baalke, he misses, right? I mean, look, the 2 first-round picks have yet to play to that level, but Luke Fortner in the 3rd round, pretty good. Chad Muma in the 3rd round, pretty good. You look at the free agent class they brought in, they're making massive impacts on this team. Did they overpay some guys? That's free agency, man. But you look at, what Christian Kirk got, I haven't heard a peep about anybody saying he ruined the wide receiver market lately, because Christian Kirk is a bargain in today's NFL based on what wide receivers are getting paid. And, yeah, a bunch of guys jump past him in the salary structure. That just goes to show you they ended up getting a good deal. I mean, the Zay Jones deal we all kind of questioned, like, Zay Jones, he's never really done much in the NFL. He's already surpassed expectations on what he is earning. Evan Ingram is turning into a revelation down the line. Brandon Sheriff gutting it out tonight has been, just rock solid. And Foye Oluokun leading the league in tackles, and on you can go. If they can keep that nucleus together, the future is going to be bright, but they're not even worried about that. Let's just worry about, first, enjoy. Don't worry about anything. Enjoy this one. You had a 12-hour rule this week because you had a short week. Give them a 48-hour rule at least, right? Give it through Christmas. Come back Monday fully focused on the task at hand, which is getting a win over the Texans.
355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. Your calls coming up after a Jaguars win on Thursday Night Football. Final score 19-3, Jags over the Jets. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic or circling the lot looking for a place to park? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to TIAA Bank Field is on the JTA Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 4 convenient locations around Jacksonville, including the Kings Avenue parking garage on the South Bank. Tickets start at just $10 and are available exclusively on the Token Transit mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, on airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back to the Scoreboard Show. Jags win 19-3 over the Jets. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Glad you're along with us. 355-NFL-1, the number, 355-6351. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. We'll start on the west side as they're very excited all across Jacksonville, and we'll welcome Belvis to the Scoreboard Show. What's up, Belvis?
Duval!
Right back at you, buddy.
What man. You know, hey, what a difference a year can make. You know? I mean, this would have been very Jaguar-esque for us to blow this game, but my goodness, these guys are dialed in. Doug Pederson is at the con. They got this thing under control. It feels magical, you know? It just feels good.
Feels good to have a team that you can expect to win against a competitive team, and they come through, right? And they come through, and they don't even make you sweat about it, really, JP.
Well, the first drive is, fumble, but they held them to a field goal. Okay, that's fine. And then they settled in. Let's go down the field. 10 plays, get a field goal, tie it up, game on.
Right, and then you give up the one long drive that results in no points.
That was great.
How about this?
Actually helpful.
Tonight, you want to talk about this defense. 13 third down opportunities for the Jets, 5 fourth down opportunities. They're a combined 3 for 18 on third and fourth down tonight,
That's
converting
amazing.
into first down. So excellent job there. I mean, Bell was talking about what a difference a year makes. What a difference 7 weeks make. Right. You know, I mean, really, the Jags are like, I just can't get over the hump, can't figure out how to win these close games.
Who would have thought this in October?
And here we are. Ooh. I mean, and, look, there are always some diehard, believe they're always going to win every game guys out there. They're like, don't worry, we're going to turn it around. Most people, you heard Tony Baselli talk about it in the pregame. Come on. Not many truly believed, that 7 weeks ago that they could find themselves here as they're coming back from that London game.
But the point that they always made in the locker room and Doug Pederson always made was that we're losing games. We're not finishing games. They had fourth quarter leads and 4 of those 5 in the losing skit, something like that. And they were right there. They just would fumble it away or throw a pick or give up a touchdown late in London or throw a goal line interception. I mean, whatever it was, they just couldn't figure it out. And then they caught a little fire and figured it out and then just got the ball rolling. That's where they are right now. And, they rarely have they been just outgunned in a game, right? The Lions game. That might be the one-off.
And I don't even think they were outgunned. They just – it was a
poor
off
day
effort,
on defense.
An awful effort. And if you're going to be outgunned, it's going to be by Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes.
And
right?
it's not like,
they lost by 10.
But you felt that day, okay, it's Kansas City. There's guys running wide open.
Sure.
It's like, okay, this is going to be a tough one to rally back in this one. It's Kansas City, right? That's
would
what they
would
do.
you take a rematch at some point this year?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
In any week.
Name the place.
Name the place. Name the week.
Anytime, anywhere.
We're showing up. All right, let's go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Albert is next on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, Albert.
Hey, you guys. First of all, thank you guys for taking my call. And you know what? We are going to play the Chiefs again. We're going to play them in the AFC Championship, and we're going to win that game because this season's eerily reminiscent to '96, except it's going to be '96 plus, and we're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl. Now, the question that I had, you guys, was the Smoot injury. Man, it kind of bothered me just because Smoot is such an awesome player, and I know he kind of quietly, makes a lot of difference in a lot of the games, I think. And since you guys know a whole lot more about this stuff, I just wanted to ask you guys, we've kind of been lucking out on injuries, especially towards the end of the season. It seems like a lot of our opponents, guys, keep getting injured. And how much of that, if you guys had to put a percentage on it, how much of that is preparation, as far as a fitness and training coach, and how much of it is just luck? And how much do you think the injuries are going to affect us going into the postseason, which I know we will?
All right.
And thank you guys for your call.
Thank you, Albert.
Yeah, thanks for the call. Let's start with the infrastructure in place. The owner put in a lot of money for things to help rehabilitation, rehab, anything the players need in that regard is here. It's taken care of. We heard about that last year. That's a real thing. That all still exists. The athletic training staff does a great job to get guys back on track. If there's bumps and bruises, like you heard guys talk about on the post game tonight, hey, you know what? Let's fight through that and get them back and ready if it's medically feasible to do that. A lot of it's on the players for doing it themselves, taking care of their bodies, and some of it's on the coaching staff too for not beating the hell out of these guys in practice all the time. They're not running full one-on-one pass rush drills, as some others might have done in the past year. They're taking care of the players. Doug was in that role. He understands what it takes to get to the finish line of a season and beyond medically. And they've been, yes, lucky on top of that too, because that does come into play from time to time. Now it's starting to add up a little bit. Left tackle's out. Looks like Smoot might be gone. Those are big pieces. And guys like Sheriff are fighting through some things. He fought to get back on the field.
Taylor, right? Yeah, you're missing Trayvon Walker and Foley Fatukasi today. But look, there's definitely an element of luck. I mean, there are large bodies, large masses going at high speeds, moving near each other, and collisions are going to happen. Guys, look, we saw a play where Tyson Campbell almost had his leg folded back up under him, and you just don't know. Dwan Smoot, I'm sure, was in peak physical condition coming into this game tonight, and you just go down untouched because it happens sometimes, and that is the luck aspect of it. So, look, there's no way of telling how much injuries are going to impact the Jags. Let's hope that they're as healthy as they are right now. Like, this is as injured as they're going to be, but realistically, they're probably going to have a little bit more attrition, whether it's just losing a guy completely, like we hope is not the case with Smoot, but we fear, or just having guys that are less than 100% limited. And, if you get that situation, teams can focus on that if you don't have an adequate replacement. So the Jags have gotten some fortune this year. There's no question about it. But, look, you got to get some breaks to, put it all together in the National Football League. And this is a team that is coming from a total of 4 wins over the last 2 seasons. So, to think they're just going to jump up and be a 12-win team immediately is probably unrealistic. So, look, I don't care how they get it, JP. If they win at 8-9, 9-8, win the division, you're in. It's 0-0 at that point in time. Nobody's apologizing to anybody else. You ask, can we be the best team in our division at the beginning of the season? And right now the Jags are in position to do that.
Well, you ask what Dwan Smoot means to this defense. He was the leading sacker on the team going into this game. 5 sacks for the season for a team that had some issues. They've got some premier pass-rushing draft equity guys on this team, but he's the one that leads the way.
We did a poll on Jaguars Today this week. Just kind of threw it out there. Other than Andrew Wingard, because everybody loves Dewey, who's the most underrated player on this team? Smoot was my vote.
Right there. Yeah.
I mean, the guy's just a half dozen sacks every year, and he plays the run well. He can be disruptive. He had an excellent game last week. He was Pro Football Focus's highest-graded player in the win over the Cowboys last week. And he's pretty quiet tonight, but, other guys were stepping up. And I hate it for Dwan Smoot. I hate it for the Jags if he's unable to continue. But, we all fear the torn Achilles as a possibility.
Let's come back in a moment. More of your calls, 355-NFL-1, 355-6351 after a Jaguars win over the Jets. 19-3 the final. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Travel Camp RV, official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars, invites you to come shop their huge selection of inventory for your dream RV. With locations across the Southeast, you're sure to find them close by. Get value pricing on the top RV brands in the country, paired with the guaranteed best financing options available. You can also shop their inventory at travelcamp.com. Travel Camp RV has helped more families make more great memories in an RV since 1982. They're excited to add you to the Travel Camp RV family today.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnary, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey after a Jaguars win 19-3 over the Jets. Jags are now 7-8. They've won 3 in a row, 4 of the last 5 of the last 7. They control their destiny for the AFC South with wins next week over Houston and 2 weeks from now over Tennessee. The Jags will be AFC South champions. 355 NFL 1. 355-6351. What you got, Mike?
I got Roy in Arlington checking in on the Scoreboard Show. What's going on, Roy?
Hello, Roy.
Oh, Roy. All right.
Night, Roy.
Night. Let's try Darren on the west side next up on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Darren.
Hey, guys. What an amazing win. You know, tonight and this past Sunday was probably the most nervous I've been about leading up to 2 games all year long. And I guess it's just because of the amount of pressure on it. So if it's making us fans feel that way, you know it's got to affect the players as well. And they stepped up to the challenge tonight in an absolute monsoon. Just so proud of these guys. And my expectations now have been met and exceeded for this year. Do I want more? Absolutely. And now my expectations are a little bit higher. You know, I do have a question for you guys because I'm just wondering what happens at this point in time. Where does it go if the Jags beat Houston and the Titans lose to Houston this Sunday and lose to the Cowboys? What does that mean for the last game of the season? Because then even if we lost the game against the Titans, we would be tied in the division. And
they have a better divisional record, though. They'd win the division. Titans would win the division in that scenario.
So, it's head-to-head, then it's divisional record, right?
Divisional record. They would have, in any scenario that ends up with them being tied with Jacksonville, they end up with a better divisional record. So, got to beat the Titans to win the AFC South.
Yeah. So that's the scenario.
Yeah, no clinching early.
No, there's none of that. Nope. For
them,
right,
we'll take our first playoff game in Week 18. Winner take all. Let's go.
Let's keep the train rolling.
Let's go right now. You can play Tannehill. You can play, Malik Willis. I mean, you can play anybody you like from the history of the franchise. Let's go. We got Trev.
Pulling them all out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, but the ghost of Steve McNair could come down and play for the Titans.
All right, then.
I'm just saying, I'm not worried about, Eddie George can get in the time machine, and let's go.
This Jags offense and team as a whole right now just feels different, man. They found a little bit of a groove here, obviously, in the last part of December. 3 in a row, different ways of doing it, too. Tonight, totally different feel from last week. They were down 17, had to rally last week, put up 40 on the board. Tonight they put up 19, kicked 4 field goals, missed 1, and played solid defense in the rain. I mean, it's just they're finding whatever way it takes that week to get it done.
This is correct, and it's also the ground floor. I mean, that's the biggest thing about this whole thing. Whatever they do this year, and we're having a little fun with it, and I hope they do win the division, and I fully expect that they will. I really believe that the Jags are going to the playoffs and are going to host a playoff game, and we'll see what the matchup is and maybe advance. But, JP, the great thing is there's no backsliding here. You've got the franchise quarterback that the vast majority of the teams in the National Football League would trade you anything you asked for him, and he ain't going anywhere.
He's not available, folks.
Not available.
355-NFL-1, 355-6351. More of your calls when we return after a Jaguars win 19-3 over the Jets. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
You're beyond busy. Between work and the kids, the dogs and the cat, let us help. With Publix Delivery powered by Instacart, you'll get the items you need from the store you know. Just shop online, select the time you'd like your order delivered, and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else. Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, on airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic or circling the lot looking for a place to park? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to TIAA Bank Field is on the JTA Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 4 convenient locations around Jacksonville, including the Kings Avenue parking garage on the South Bank. Tickets start at just $10 and are available exclusively on the Token Transit mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
If the last couple years have taught us anything, it's to show the ones we love how much we care. That's why Pet Paradise calls you by name from the moment you arrive. Why our pack leaders know each and every friend you like to play with out on the turf. And that you like some snuggles before you fall asleep. The more we see and get to know you, the more you'll see how much you mean to us. Pet Paradise. It's a new day in pet care.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
A little bit left in the Scoreboard Show. 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Linda Fortunato, Donna Murphy, Tony Smith, David Cho, our whole crew's here. And we've got phone calls. Mike, what you got?
We do, and you know our guy, Sakib. I'm surprised he waited this long to check in with us. Now residing in Keystone. Sakib, what's going on?
What's up, man?
What's up?
I think the whole Keystone Heights has heard me tonight for the first time moving down here in Keystone, about an hour away from Jacksonville. So to my neighbors, if you live in Keystone, if you heard a guy screaming tonight, I apologize. That was my introduction to you guys as a Jaguar fan to Keystone. So I just wanted to ask you guys a question. The third down, I know I'm a Debbie Downer right now, but the play, that the field goal at the end, throwing it, why not run the ball? You almost got your quarterback hurt. Can you explain to me why would you do that when you can run the ball and make them use their last timeout and all that? I'm just kind of curious what you guys think.
I'm guessing that it wasn't he going right first and then went left?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was probably supposed to get rid of it pretty quick there. That was my guess. And he maybe either held on and rolled or something. Either way, I'm kind of with you.
I agree with Sakib.
I'm with you.
We were
the
talking
ball,
about it
right?
when it happened. Like, just run the ball, force them to use that timeout, and just be conservative at this point in time. But, look, they trust their guy. Trevor Lawrence has an uncanny ability to get out of trouble in the pocket. He really has. And you don't want to see that big a hit, though, that late in the game when it's completely unnecessary. So I agree with Sakib on that one. I think that's probably one that they look and they'll do their self-assessment and say, we probably shouldn't have called that. Or maybe I'm wrong, but I would not have done it that way.
And, how about, speaking of play calling, right? We talked a lot about this season, Doug Pederson going for it in certain fourth down situations, short yardage. Oh, maybe they should have kicked it here and been a little more conservative. Well, tonight they were a little more conservative, right? Because the plan, I think, called for that, right?
Well, the plan is Zach Wilson ain't going to put up any points.
That's
on
right.
You,
That's what I'm saying.
No doubt.
Right.
You probably thought going in.
They don't have to score 35
You
tonight.
don't, exactly. So if we don't beat ourselves, if we take the opportunities, if we don't keep them in the game for an extended period of time, and even then, it's a 2-score game and Traveler's driving them down, but they just didn't have they if the guy could throw, he had C.J. Uzomah.
Oh my God.
Wide open.
And
he caught it, but he had to wait on the ball. If he could have led him on that, that's probably a touchdown. Or at least it's going to be another 30 yards downfield before they tackle him, and then you're talking maybe a quick strike situation. But they didn't, and look, there's a bunch of what ifs throughout the course of a game. But I agree with Sakib. I don't want that what if to be resulting in my quarterback getting blasted like that. And so, look, Trevor's a tough guy. He's young. He's resilient. He'll bounce back. But let's not test that again, please.
Yes, please.
All right.
That would be nice.
Another one on the line here on the Scoreboard Show. Let's go to John in Ponte Vedra. Hello, John.
Hey, how are you?
We're great.
Great, man. What's up?
So I just wanted to, I'm looking back. The last success that this team has had is 2017. And that team was, in hindsight, not very likable. There were a lot of bravado, and it didn't fit the city well. And I just find this team, maybe we don't make the playoffs, fine. But this team it just fits the city so well. All these guys are so likable. All of them are so easy to root for. And it's just such a breath of fresh air for the city to be able to root for these guys, because you watch these post-game interviews, and every single one of them, you're like, oh, I want to adopt these guys, every single one of them. And I'm so thrilled for their future, for what, Pederson has done, and to change all of this culture for us. And it's just such a remarkable change from the 2017 team, which was, I know the Saxonville stuff and all that, but they were not really, they were kind of mercenaries, or were kind of not likable as you look back. Now, I'm so thankful that Pederson and Balky, who I trashed, admittedly, has assembled this group of guys that is just great. I'm so happy to root for these guys. I don't know if that is something that the rest of the Jacksonville fan base has internalized, like I have. But anyway.
No, I think it's pretty evident.
No,
Look, you hear Trevor Lawrence, he said it last week, I love being a Jacksonville Jaguar. I love representing the city. What more could you hope to hear, right? And there hasn't been. There's none of this. There's no finger pointing. There's no drama. There's none of this, JP. And I think these guys, we talk about Evan Ingram on a 1-year deal, and he's setting himself up to make big money, but I think the money's at all competitive. I think he's found a home in the National Football League, and he's reignited his career. And he is, I think it was Mike DeRocco of ESPN talking the other day. I think it was D-Rock. Saying he might be the hardest worker on this football team. It's a team full of hard work.
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to pick one.
Look, you can't just be a nice guy, lunch pail guy, and expect to have success. It's great if you can be that nice guy that fits in and everybody has – there does seem to be this great esprit de corps with this team together, but you got to have talent too. And it starts at the quarterback position, who is just dripping with talent, but he has helped unlock the talent of the skill position players, this offensive line. He has assisted that as well, but they protected him pretty well this year. This defense, hey, do they have issues? Absolutely, they've got issues. But do they play hard? And have they made big stops when you've needed them to? You got the league's leading tackler. You've got a young rising star at cornerback. You know, there are some really nice pieces here, and it's not just about how well they get along together. It's a nice bonus. And what it gives you hope for is that this is sustainable for a while, that these guys are going to want to be part of something special with a head coach that has shown he can get you to the promised land, and a quarterback that looks like a guy that might get you there multiple times in his career.
One final thought about that 2017 team, right? I mean, they brought in some free agent guys. Yes, there were some mercenaries there, but they had draft picks that they had, and they would take the ball away, they'd sack you, and then they'd tell you about it. And then you could kind of tell there was that edge to that group. It always was. And then in 2018 comes along, they had it again until they started losing some games, and then they maybe re-signed the wrong guy in their opinion, and then it started, the chirping birds came out, and it just disintegrated right away. It was over, mid-18.
There were factions. I mean,
no way.
Look, Dante Fowler, Unique, Ngakoue, can they be in the same room together? Right, probably not. No. I mean, just as one example.
Yeah.
And look, maybe there are a few little things going on behind the scenes. It's impossible that 53 guys get along perfectly, I would think, but nothing that rises to the level of anything close to that drama.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, like walking around the locker room right now, and we're in there a limited amount of time, 45 minutes, 3 days a week, right? But it's just a totally different vibe, even from that team, and that was a winning football team too, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
see if it carries. It's so far so good. Hey, let's come back. One final segment. We'll wrap it up. Our final thoughts after a Jaguars win 19-3 over the Jets. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now,